suppressors and thermal scopes? Yeah, that's happening in Way of the Hunter 2. They released their early access roadmap today, a bit more of a detailed one than what they had released previously. And oh my gosh, there is some pretty awesome stuff coming to this game throughout the next months and years. Now, they want to run early access, and by early access, I'm talking about the Steam Early Access program, not like Creator Early Access. They want to do Steam Early Access for approximately 6 months. And in that time, they plan to add in a lot of really cool stuff. And they also want to continue updating it past that point as well. But this is kind of like their goal for that 6-month period. They have a couple of updates they want to bring out. The first update is going to include all of this stuff. Thermal night vision sights. That sounds really freaking cool. I mean, we've been talking about thermal sights being a possibility in the Hunter Call the Wild for a long time, and it's just never happened. But we now know for a fact that we are going to be getting thermal night vision scopes in Way of the Hunter 2, which is pretty freaking cool. Next on the list for the first update is infrastructure improvements. And if you guys are unaware of what this is, it basically is just an expansion to the whole reserve management feature as far as I've been able to gather from the stuff that they've told us. It seems like that's going to be like the ability to properly like clean up the reserve to get better genetics and stuff, fixing those bridges, I would assume, that are all broken throughout the whole map. Like that type of stuff is going to be added as part of infrastructure management, or infrastructure improvements, I should say. And then suppressors is number 3 on this list. And that is by far my favorite here. We actually did see that this was going to happen. If you guys watched one of my previous Way of the Hunter videos, I think it was the last one or second to last one that I put out, we viewed something in the challenges that said to get kills using a suppressor. And so we kind of had a feeling this was going to be coming just from that little thing that's already in game. But now we have confirmation that suppressors are coming to the game. So not only are we getting thermal scopes, but we're getting suppressors as well. And the infrastructure improvements. Like, that is going to be a lot of awesome content. Next up is the photo mode upgrade. They're going to further improve the photo mode, which is great. Always love to see the photo mode getting some more love. And then the last thing on the first update list is quality of life tweaks and fixes, which those are always welcome no matter what the update is. You love seeing improvements to the game. Now, it says right here that the second update of Early Access is going to include a new map and new animal species, which is, you know, kind of expected. We were expecting there to be more than just one map for Way of the Hunter 2, and I would imagine they'll probably make more over the years also. But for now, we at least have one more map confirmed with new species, and that is going to not be in this next update, but it looks like one of the ones after that. They also talk about multiplayer right here on this roadmap. It says that obviously it's going to start with the open beta for multiplayer, which is kind of where we're going to be when it first comes into the game. They're going to give us basic co-op, as well as a persistent world, and eventually a new multiplayer mode. So that is going to be a big difference in Way of the Hunter 2 versus Way of the Hunter 1. In Way of the Hunter 1, every time you open multiplayer, it was a new population of animals, a completely random one. You couldn't manage your populations with your friends and, you know, actually have it save all that progress. But it seems like in Way of the Hunter 2, that's going to be a thing. We will be able to open multiplayer and actually be able to keep all the progress we made while playing in it. So as far as I can tell, I think it's going to be your single player will have its set of populations. And then when you go into multiplayer, it'll be another population, but it will persist each time you open multiplayer, which means you can finally play with your friends and herd manage the crap out of these reserves, which is going to be really, really awesome. I know a lot of people that have really wanted that in Way of the Hunter 1, so it's nice to see that Way of the Hunter 2 is finally going to include it. And then when it comes to the new game mode for multiplayer, I couldn't even begin to think of what that would be. Hopefully they give us some more information on that soon. Right now, they've just said new mode. Now, a lot of the stuff that we're about to talk about sounds very, very interesting. Now, this is for later updates. This is like in the distant future, probably more than 6 months away. We're going to get a hub lodge, which essentially what that would be is like a main hub where we can keep all of our trophies. So I guess it would kind of be like a lodge that we see in Call of the Wild where we can put anything from anywhere in there. At least I would imagine that's what it is, because the hub is kind of like the place you go for getting to everything else, if I'm not mistaken. If we're talking about in other games, they have like a hub city or something where, you know, everybody goes to like buy and sell their stuff, collect quests and stuff. So if we're taking that and putting it into like a lodge format, I imagine it's going to be like your home base essentially. It's going to be your home base before you go out on your hunts. It's going to have like all of the trophy mounts and stuff to put whatever you want. I think that is probably what this is going to be. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think the hub lodge will be? Leave it in the comments below. Then we've got advanced dog training, which I would imagine is just an expansion on like what the dog is able to do in game and to expand its usefulness, which would definitely be good. I like the dog as is. It does pretty much everything I could want it to do. But I assume that in the future, they probably want it to be able to like retrieve waterfowl and stuff like that, retrieve rabbits and things, because I don't think it can do that right now. I think right now it just tracks mainly. So that is going to be super, super cool whenever they do that for the dogs. And then we've got the ammo changing, which is something that people have wanted. It's been talked about like, oh, why'd they remove it? They haven't removed it. They just haven't implemented it into Way of the Hunter 2 yet. A lot of the stuff from Way of the Hunter 1 is coming to the game. It's just they're giving us a much earlier like look into this game than Way of the Hunter 1. Because in Way of the Hunter 1, I'm pretty sure that it just went straight into full release. It never went through an early access period like this, where it was in Steam's early access program, if I'm remembering correctly. So like we're seeing this game before it's complete. That's like the big thing with Steam early access is it gives us a chance to play it much earlier than you normally would be able to. But, you know, the downside is it's not going to be as complete. There's going to be a lot of issues. There's not going to be as much content into it, but they're adding it over time. And it seems like they want to get the majority of it into the game in the next 6 months. And then, you know, these later updates that we're reading right now, that's going to be the stuff that comes after. But the ability to use different types of ammo for the same gun is something that is always a nice feature to have in a hunting game. Being able to use like different ammo grains, like different weights of bullets and stuff like that is always really, really cool. And I would imagine this will include like the ability to use soft point ammunition, polymer tips, etc. And then next it says expanded weather variability. I would assume this would just make it so that we could have more types of weather. Hopefully some snow would be in there too. Oh, snowy weather would be pretty freaking awesome on the map we currently have in Way of the Hunter 2. I mean, it's a Canadian map, so it makes sense if we could get some snow in there. So hopefully that will bring snow. That's what I'm really hoping for. And then it says animal AI refinement, which obviously that's always a welcomed thing coming into a game, is improvements to the like artificial intelligence of the animals. If you guys are unfamiliar with what AI is, this isn't like generative AI, like making AI images or something. This is like the actual, like how the animals do all of their actions. Think of it as the animal's brain. This basically just going to improve how the animals behave in the game. And then down here, this one's quite interesting because I saw a few people a little bit mad that they don't have branded weapons currently in Way of the Hunter 2. And this is why they're going to. It's one of those things where they just don't have it in there yet. Continuous addition of new branded gear and equipment. So this is one of those things where they probably just didn't have time to like get deals done with these companies. And they will probably do it over time because you have to have a partnership with a company. You can't just add stuff in there. You can't just add a branded weapon or something without actually going through the real life company that makes those and making sure that it's approved and okay and you get a deal done. So yeah, they don't have it in yet, but it is coming for those of you that wanted it. Overall, there's a lot of really awesome things coming to Way of the Hunter 2, and I gotta say, I'm most excited for the suppressors, as well as obviously the new map and the infrastructure improvements and the hub lodge. I think that's the things I'm most excited for. But obviously, there's going to probably be stuff that we don't see on here that'll also be added in with updates that could be just as awesome. Like, I remember during the demo for Way of the Hunter 2, they did a live stream on their YouTube channel, and they talked about kind of like what they were going to do with this game and the future of it. And in that stream, they mentioned how at the launch of Steam Early Access, there would be random antler generation, and that later down the road, they would add a more advanced version of that random antler generation. So that's something that they don't talk about on this roadmap, but it does seem like it's going to be something else they will add in, some like better antler generation, which is going to be really, really cool to see them build upon the existing system, because I think it shows a lot of promise. There's a lot of good variety with the animals. But obviously, it'd be nice to have like stickers or drop tines be able to be randomly generated on any rack. So I hope they do that in the future. I guess we'll see, though. Anyway, guys, if you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel as well as leaving a comment down below and hitting that like button before you go. I'm really excited for the future of this game, and I hope that you are too. Share the video with a friend, hype it up. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.